ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
A very good evening to you. Welcome to CoreTV News at 7. I am Geft Ogete. Polytechnic teachers have called off their 10-month strike. This was the outcome of the meeting of the leadership of the Academic Staff Union of Polytechnics, ASUP, that ended in the early hours of Saturday. The meeting was called to deliberate on the interaction ASUP leaders had with the new Education Minister Ibrahim Shekarawo few hours after he assumed office. ASUP spokesman Clement Chairman confirmed that the strike had been called off and said lecturers are expected to resume on Tuesday. Suspected assassins have killed a senior journalist in Kaduna, northwest Nigeria. Udtas Yunus, who is the general manager of New Democrat, the Kaduna-based weekly newspaper, was shot dead in his home on Friday night. Police spokesman Aminu Lawal confirmed the incident and says investigations have begun into the killing. Journalists in Kaduna Metropolis are already suspecting that Yunus was shot dead by hired killers because nothing was removed from his residence in Ungwa Doza. Traffic at weekends in Abuja is normally light, with residents moving freely on highways that are usually busy during the week. But today was different. A truck laden with fuel fell on a vehicle and blocked the Yanya axis of the Abuja-Kefi highway. CoreTV News correspondent Paul Samo was at the scene of the accident. He now reports.
This is one of the main highways leading into the Nigerian capital, with an unusual heavy traffic for a Saturday morning. This was after a fuel tanker had an accident just before it reached this filling station to discharge its cargo. Only one car was affected, and according to eyewitnesses, the occupant was lucky to escape alive with injuries.
This thing that happened is that this NNPC tanker wanted to enter the filling station, but the brake now failed. Then it fell on this car. It was only the driver that was inside the car. He did not die, but he sustained injuries. The firefighters arrived here at 7:30 a.m. with security personnel.
Ijoma Zubike is the leader of the firefighters that rescued the situation.
Yeah, this tanker was coming from Abuja to Karusa to discharge petrol. Along the lines, he wanted to negotiate to Karu Road. The brake failed, so the driver was trying to come down with reverse, but he could not be able to control the vehicle. So the vehicle would have to go across the road and then have him part with this gulf and then somersault. Was there any victim, sir? Yeah, there was a victim. God was so kind to the driver. The driver sustained injury, but he's not dead. But at least if you look at the vehicle now, you say that nobody will survive for this, but by special grace of God, the driver survived.
Almost as soon as the accident happened, security forces moved swiftly to seal off both portions of the highway for safety reasons. And consequently, these vehicles have been on a spot for over 3 hours. Expectedly, tempers rose as the long wait in traffic continues. At about 10:37 a.m., the truck was finally removed out of the highway. These people are now free to use the road after waiting for a long time. It looks like a marketplace, but these people just preferred walking to beat the traffic gridlock. Paul Samuel, CoreTV News, Abuja.
The police say there are credible intelligence report of a terrorist plot to carry out attacks on the Abuja transport sector. Consequently, the FCT Police Commissioner Joseph Mbo has been directed to beef up security at motor parks and bus terminals in Abuja and its environs. Police spokesman Frank Mba says the intended attacks are likely to be through suicide bombings or improvised explosive devices concealed in luggage, bags or cans. The police therefore wants members of the public to be vigilant and report any suspicious persons, object or activities to security forces without delay. Meanwhile, the police authorities have advised Abuja residents not to panic as security forces are taking steps to neutralize and effectively deal with the security threat. The police also wants management of motor parks and bus terminals to carry out thorough searches on passengers and their bags, as well as vehicles entering and leaving the parks. In addition, they want park operators to discourage overnight parking of vehicles, particularly by unknown persons. The police have again reaffirmed that they can be reached on the following hotlines: FCT Police Control Room 0805 733 7653, Force Intelligence Bureau Operations Room 0813 937 9245, 0807 565 0624, and National Emergency Line on 122. The State Security Service is sticking with its position that the Bring Back Our Girls movement is a franchise. SSS spokesperson Marilyn Oga, however, says the agency is not prepared to exchange words with the group. She was reacting to the group's claims that security forces have launched a smear campaign against its members.
Security forces have been paid, to provide security for every Nigerian. And so we are not going to join forces with any group. There are issues that have been raised. If those issues are false, then we should be told. For now, we are not joining issues with any group whatsoever.
Security forces have recovered a stockpile of weapons from Balmo Forest in Bauchi State during a mop-up operation. This was after troops had succeeded in dislodging insurgents from the forest. Coordinator of the National Information Center, Michael Mary, disclosed this at the press briefing in Abuja.
So far, 10 rifles, 80 general-purpose machine guns have been excavated in different parts of the forest. The men and women apprehended in the forest have continued to give useful information and the link between the activities in the forest and other terrorist activities in different parts of the Federation. The mopping up operation continues. We'll give you update as they come in.
Nigerians have been urged to be safety conscious in order to make the country a safe and healthy place to live in. Oluwaseyi Adegoke has details from the Conference of the Safety Professionals of Nigeria.
The Institute of Safety Professionals of Nigeria says Nigerians should be on deck to prevent loss of lives, property and damage to the environment. National President of the Institute of Safety and Professionals of Nigeria, Nnamdi Iliduba, says the body stands to stop mishaps in the country.
The Act, amongst other things, confer on us greater statutory roles. With this Act as an enabling law, we are further empowered to advance the interests of safety management with regards to the welfare of Nigerian citizens. We must now begin to evidently pay attention to the conditions or places in which Nigerians work.
For his part, Executive Director of Strategy, Safety, Advocacy and Empowerment Foundation, Jamiu Badmus, says Nigerians' attitude to safety need a drive.
Our attitude to the country is not my portion, God forbid. It's not with me, in Jesus' name, in Allah's names. This has been our attitude. It's that attitude we need to work on, and we can work on this attitude through advocacy. We need more advocates. We need to talk to people about safety, safety at home, safety in the offices, safety in various workplaces. Then there must be an enabling law. There are some laws, but we need more enabling laws that will assist us to take this drive, that will bring in enforcement to some of these safety rules that we have.
He added that awareness and education is key to the provision of good safety tips.
A lot of awareness program from the professional body that we have here ISPON is the professional bodies for health and safety professionals. Ours is just an NGO, and we have been advocating seriously on various areas. We've gone to places, we talked to market, we talked to road people, road workers, and we continue to advocate on various aspects of health and safety. That is being done, and we'll continue to do that, to advocate more.
The organizers say the issue of safety is imperative at this time in the life of the nation, following increase in the level of insecurity across Nigeria, especially in the northeast. Oluwaseyi Adegoke, CoreTV News, Lagos.
Governor Murtala Nyako and his deputy Balangilari both failed to appear before the 7-man panel investigating allegations of gross financial misconduct served by the Adamawa State House of Assembly. Here is a report of the proceedings from the Federal Secretariat building in Yola, the state capital.
This is the first sitting of the panel since its formation on the 4th of July. The Adamawa State House of Assembly is complainant, and the governor and his deputy responded in the case of financial misconduct. Without giving reasons, the embattled governor and his deputy failed to appear before the panel. Buba Kaigama-led panel, however, received and admitted evidence submitted by the legislature. Duru Adeyele and Leonard Inzandon are leading prosecutors of the House who hope to win the case on behalf of the House.
In 5 volumes, I've given the extracts already, the extracts to the panel. The extracts came from here, so that the panel can have before it. Application granted. Most of us, they are in 5 volumes.
ATSIP, E and EUN passed through your committee.
Yes, my lord.
Consideration of the House.
Yes, my lord.
Kwamoti Lowry, the deputy speaker, represented the House, while Wafani Yathima was interrogated as a witness to the Assembly.
I show you exhibit E1 to E6. Does it also show the deduction of the sum of 142 million from the allowances?
Yes, my lord.
The panel has adjourned its sitting on Saturday. In the meantime, it promised to summon the governor and his deputy to appear before it.
The Independent National Electoral Commission has admitted that poor voter education was partly responsible for some of the challenges witnessed in 2011. It listed voter apathy and post-election violence as some of the fallout of inadequate voter education in the last general elections. But INEC Chairman Professor Tahiru Jega says lessons have been learned and the Commission is paying more attention to educating eligible voters ahead of the 2015 elections. Speaking at the International Seminar on Political Advertising and Voter Education, Jega revealed that the Commission has now put in place an interagency committee on voter education and publicity at national and state levels. He added that INEC has also been having regular quarterly meetings with all the registered political parties where information is shared about the Commission's operations. INEC Chairman Tahiru Jega does not appear bothered by APC's plan to go to court over the outcome of the June 21st governorship election in Ekiti State. He told journalists on the sideline of the International Seminar on Political Advertising in Abuja that the Commission has not been notified of any court process.
In INEC, we do our best always to improve on the electoral process, and we thank God that Nigerians have seen that the election in Ekiti was conducted very well. As I speak with you, we have not received any notification that anybody has challenged anything regarding the election. So we remain focused. We will keep on doing our best to improve, and as we move to Osun State, we hope to do even much better than we have done in Ekiti.
You're watching CoreTV News at 7. We'll take this break. Stay with us.
CoreTV News now provide a platform for live coverage of political rallies and electioneering campaign from anywhere in Nigeria. Political news stories, political editorial reviews, political discussions, personality profile, People's Parliament from the National, State and Local Government Assembly. Contact us now on 0803-471-8550 or 0803-724-9733.
01453-3407. Our 24-hour news station.
From time immemorial, women have birthed life, shaped character, and by extension, influenced the society. Moremi of Ife, Emoten of Benin, Queen Aminat of Zaria, all women of influence and power.
Whether it's before election, after election.
How ironical. Women being so powerful, yet have few grounds in decision making.
They see you as a wife, and I see you as a wife to a man.
We are talking women in politics.
A woman will be bold enough to stand up and say, I want to become president of Nigeria.
Only on CoreTV News.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then News. CoreTV News, a 24-hour news station.
Welcome back. It's CoreTV News at 7. Diplomatic efforts to end the hostilities between Israel and Hamas militants gathered pace, with United States President Barack Obama phoning Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. But Netanyahu remained resolute, saying he would not end his campaign until he achieved his goal of stopping the Hamas fire. After weeks of rising rocket fire on its south, Israel appeared bent on dealing a fatal blow to Hamas, with Netanyahu saying talk of a ceasefire is not on the agenda.
We urge all sides to steadfastly respect their obligations under international human rights law and international humanitarian law to protect civilians. In particular, attacks must not be directed against civilians or civilian objects, nor should military assets be located in densely populated areas or attacks be launched from such areas. For its part, the government of Israel must take all possible measures to ensure full respect for the principles of distinction, proportionality, and precautions in attack during the conduct of hostilities, as required by international humanitarian law. In all circumstances, they must avoid targeting civilians. However, we have received deeply disturbing reports that many of the civilian casualties, including of children, occurred as a result of strikes on homes. Such reports raise doubts about whether the Israeli airstrikes have been in accordance with international humanitarian law and international human rights law. The targeting of civilian homes is a violation of IHL unless these homes are being used for military purposes. It is high time that the leaders on all sides abandon their poisonous rhetoric and deadly tit-for-tat behavior in favor of a peaceful resolution to this impasse. Military assets should not be located in densely populated areas, and attacks should not be launched from such areas.
That's our news for this hour. Thank you for watching. Join us again. Remember, at 9:45, it will be primetime news. Enjoy the rest of our programs. Good evening.